So when you think of Tourette syndrome, perhaps the image of a person swearing uncontrollably is what may first come to mind. But more typical in Tourette's are tics. It's a problem that faces many children right here in central Indiana. Joining us live in studio today, Dr. Ann Legas from Riley Hospital. Thank you for coming here. Dr. Legas specializes in this area, tics and Tourette's. Tell us, what do you see in your practice?
I see kids who present with a wide range of both motor and vocal tics. And what a tic is it's a sudden, uncontrolled sound or movement that doesn't serve a purpose for the person. So for example, a person who has an eye tic might blink repeatedly and rapidly despite not having anything irritating their eyes.
And they're much more common than people might think.
Absolutely. The American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry estimates that about 10% of school-aged kids experience tics. And the types of tics that they experience may be a single motor tic or movement, a vocal tic such as sniffing or throat clearing, or in some cases they may experience both motor and vocal tics.
So what should you do if you see that your child is starting to maybe develop one of these tics with throat clearing or eyes ticking, or eyes blinking rather?
So the good news is that if your child has just a single tic and it's not distressing them, it's not causing them any problems, you can probably just not pay any attention to it, and there's a good chance it'll go away. For a lot of kids, tics last less than a year and they don't necessarily come back. But if the child is experiencing a lot of distress about the tics, because what most likely they'll find if they are trying to stop the tics is that they can't easily control this behavior. And so it can stress them out that their body is doing something they don't want it to do.
And often this first begins before the age of 18?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so what should you do if your child is frustrated? At what point do you say, okay, I'm going to intervene and see a doctor?
Yeah, so that's probably one of the most important reasons if your child's getting distressed or frustrated, but also if they're experiencing any physical pain, things like neck strain or sore muscles or a sore throat, or if the tics are starting to interfere with functioning. So if it's keeping them from being able to do schoolwork, participate in sports, or even things like eating and sleeping. And then finally, if they're getting teased, bullied, or punished because of their tics.
And surprisingly, some of that negative reaction comes from adults, doesn't it? Not just peers, but adults maybe don't know how to properly respond.
Absolutely. A lot of times adults don't know that the tics aren't something that's under the child's control, and so they'll tell the child to stop the tics, or they'll ask the child to leave a situation until they can return without having tics. And that's actually something that can make the tics worse.
And so if you see a child that's doing this, you do not try to draw attention to it.
No, the best thing to do is just to not pay attention to the tics.
Right, and let the child have support and focus on the school or the sport or whatever is at hand.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for this advice today. And if you have someone in your family that maybe would be having symptoms like this, Ann Legas is available at Riley Hospital for Children. Thanks for your time today.
You're welcome.